It was early June when the sky turned soft, the kind of blue that hums a lullaby. And there beneath the garden arch, roses climbed like dreams drifting high. I walked the path with a coffee in hand, books in my bag, thoughts in a haze. Didn't expect to find you waiting, is that corner washed in amber rays. You had a notebook, pages flying, caught in a breeze that danced with light. You smiled like you knew the moment mattered, even if it passed before the night. Your laughter mixed with quiet leaves, and time forgot to move ahead. I didn't say it then, but something bloomed somewhere between the words we left unsaid. Where the roses bloomed, you were there, like a secret written in the summer air. Not loud, not bold, just softly true, like a flower opening only for a few. I played our moment on repeat, while the petals fell at my feet. Study breaks turned into longing tunes. You lived inside those quiet afternoons. The sun would hang a little longer when I passed by that garden wall. I thought maybe I'd see you again, sitting there like nothing changed at all. But even absence has its rhythm, like a song you hum not fully heard. And I found myself tracing your outline, yeah, every passing stranger's word. People talk of love like lightning, quick and loud, impossible to miss. But you were more like morning dew, and gentle, unnoticed, and easy to miss. I memorized the sound you made, turning pages, sipping tea, and found myself rewriting chapters with your echo walking next to me. Wait, see, when Piles do Evely's pity filled, where the roses bloomed, you were there, like June had painted you with care. The scent of you stayed in the air long after the petals weren't anywhere. I'd sit and read where you once leaned, as if your shadow still intervened. And every highlight in my page felt like your voice, soft and sage. The city moved, the season changed, July brought heat in bolder days. But I still lived in that salt garden, where time was slow and hearts would stay. Friends asked why I always studied, felt like your voice, soft as sage. The city moved, the season changed, July brought heat in bolder days. But I still lived in that soft garden where time was slowing, hearts would stay. Friends asked why I always studied there, where roses used to climb. I never told them, not completely, that it was you who made it mine. Where the roses bloomed, you in the air, your presence gentle, your purpose cared. Not a storm, but something kinder, a bookmark I could never leave behind here. And in the hush between each task, when focus slips and questions asked, I close my eyes and see you still, by that rose wall, peaceful and still. If I ever see you once again, maybe next June, maybe then, I'll tell you what I couldn't say. The quiet love, it found its way. Till then I'll walk headphones in, with notes and battles on my skin. And every chord I come across will play your name, will feel your loss. Where the roses bloomed, I found my calm, and in that stillness you became a psalm, a melody I hum while chasing light in study rooms and sleepless nights. So would you ever find your way back to that garden on a summer day? Know that summer still returns to where the roses bloomed and waited for you.
June arrived like a soft breath, blowing through white curtains and open windows. I sat by the sill with a book I wouldn't read, because the garden was louder than the words. The roses were blooming again, and all I could think was, so were you. You stood there once, a silhouette against that gold washed sky. No words, just your glance, and somehow the air changed its rhythm. That day, I swear, time held its breath. The wind paused between the leaves, the pages of my notebook refused to turn. You smiled like you knew something the world didn't, and maybe you did, because that summer never came back the same. I wrote your name in pencil on the edge of my thoughts, let it fade like old paper in sunlight. But every time the roses return, they spell you. Do you remember? You said nothing grows without a little warmth, a little time. Now I wonder, did I give you enough of both? My study desk sits still, except for the rustle of a soft breeze carrying an innocent of June. Lavender tea cooling slowly, highlighters scattered like wildflowers. But even with all these colors, your absence is the most vivid. The playlist plays quietly in the background. Soft jazz chords, a hum of lo-fi percussion. Each note feels like a memory. You'd laugh at that, how I romanticize everything, even silence. But how can I not, when every quiet moment reminds me of how you used to trace constellations on the ceiling with your fingertips, telling stories no textbook could hold. When we studied, you always looked more at peace than any poet I'd ever read. Focused, soft, like your mind would fold and light into something permanent. I used to pretend to be just as focused, but the truth is, I only memorized the way you blink when you understood something new, how you bit your lip when the question confused you. You were always more brilliant than the notes, and now I trace equations with an empty pen, just to feel like I'm still connected to the page we once shared. The roses outside sway gently, as if they're nodding to a memory only they and I still carry. You left quietly, the way petals fall. No thunder, just the hush of something beautiful ending. And since then, I've been trying to write music in your absence, trying to study without the echo of your laugh, trying to understand why the brightest blooms never stay. But here in this soft beginning of summer, you return, not in full, not in presence, but in fragments. A line I once heard from you, the shape of steam rising from tea, a shadow your hair against sunlight. And the roses, oh, they remember, they bloom again, as if they never stop waiting. I breathe in, with every new petal I write your name again. Not in pencil this time, but in the margins of a life. Stay learning how to miss you gently. Not in pencil that time, but in the margins of our life. Still learning how to miss you gently. It was the kind of evening where the sun hesitated on the horizon, painting the window glass with streaks of gold that melted into soft blues. And in that in-between light, I saw you again. Not in the room, not in the hallway, but in the way the petals outside trembled at the touch of wind, the way a breeze moved through lace curtains, like it was searching for something it once loved. You always told me some flowers bloom where no one sees them, and that's the kind of beauty that lasts. I never quite understood you then, I do now. June was never mine, it was yours. It wore your voice, your step, your laughter in quiet spaces. And now, when the 6th month returns, so do you. Not in body, but in the shape of memory. I sit in front of open textbooks, my mind wandering more than the pen in my hand. Jazz hums in the background, smooth chords circling gently like they're tiptoeing around silence. I try to study, but the words blur into your name. There's a rose bush outside, the same one we passed on our way back from class. It blooms again, but the words does, and every year it seems redder, as if it's still trying to impress you. That's where I first noticed it. Not the flower, but the way you looked at it. Not with admiration, but recognition, as if it reminded you of something you hadn't spoken aloud. Were you always holding secrets between your fingers?
Was your smile always a little sad? Or did I imagine that in retrospect I wonder if I ever knew you? Or just the version of you I painted with my eyes, the quiet one who lingered after group projects, who borrowed my pen but returned it with your warmth still on the grip, the one who hummed when the silence got too thick. You were different, like spring blooming lake in the heart of summer. You didn't fit the calendar, you were a season of your own. I still remember the day the rains came early June, soft thunder. We ran for car, laughing on your one shared notebook. You said roses love the rain. I didn't answer, I was too busy memorizing the way your wet hair curled. I wanted to say something profound, something worthy of that moment, but all I managed was meek. The truth is, I wasn't talking about the rain. And now you're gone, not in tragedy. You just faded, like the last light slipping under a closed door. Sometimes that's worse, when nothing broke but everything slipped away anyway. And yet, your presence lingers in every scent of blooming petals and the way sunlight moves over open pages. In every sigh I release into your room too quiet. You once asked me if I believed in quiet love, the kind that doesn't shout but stays. I didn't answer then, I was afraid. Now I whisper, yes, yes I do, because you're still here in these soft corners of memory where nothing loud can reach. And maybe that's where love really lives, not in the loud declarations, not in the kisses stolen between classes, but in the silence of a summer evening where jazz played faintly.
Wasn't trying to remember you, you just arrived the way June arrives, quietly but with heat that you only feel after it settles. You weren't loud, you never had to be. You moved like evening jazz through a tired cafe, or like a page in a book turning itself. And now, as the windows sweat with the weight of early summer, I find you again. You always knew the right time to vanish, and maybe that's what hurt the most. Not your absence, but how it made sense. The scent of roses crawls through the open window. It used to be background, but tonight it's you. That rose I once picked for no reason feels like your laugh, a little too bright, a little too brief. You always wore your sadness lightly, like a scarf in summer, but I saw it in the way you said goodbye to things that hadn't ended yet. You taught me that people don't always leave with doors slamming or storms crashing. Sometimes they leave, and how they stop saying your name when you're not in the room. And sometimes they leave because they never really stayed, but you did somehow. In the notebook I still write in the playlist I play when I can't sleep, in the sigh I let out before starting another page I know I won't remember. I told myself I moved on, that you were just a summer thing, but June keeps coming back. And so do you. You're the hum between thoughts, the reason I look up from my study desk to nowhere in particular. You're the ghost of a memory that never needed to haunt me, 'cause I never let it go. I still remember how you touched the petals, not like they were fragile, but like they were old friends. You had that with everything, even me. You saw things in me that I hadn't earned. You smiled like you knew I was trying, and maybe that was enough. But I wanted to see more than a soft place to land, more than a friend who listened and never asked for more. That we don't get to choose how people remember us, only how we love them while they're here. And I loved you even if I never said it, even if I only showed it by saving your voice messages, by keeping the empty seat next to me untouched. You used to laugh when I called you a summer person. You said you liked winter better, but that was just like you, always choosing what felt colder. Even if your heart was made of heat, you made the people, you melted me. And now the only thing left is this song, this quiet room, this rose on my windowsill that shouldn't have lasted this long, but it did. And maybe so did you. You're the hum between thoughts, the reason I look up from my study desk to nowhere in particular. You're the ghost of a memory that never needed to haunt me. Because I never let it go, I still remember how you touched the petals. Not like they were fragile, but like they were old friends. You had that with everything, you and me. You saw things in me that I hadn't earned. You smiled like you knew I was trying, and maybe that was enough. I wasn't trying to remember you. It was early June, that tender cusp where spring still lingers in the air, but summer's warmth begins to creep slowly into the domes of the city. The light outside your window softened into golden hues, casting long shadows across the cobblestones. The air smelled faintly of blooming roses, deep reds, soft pinks, and creamy whites, all nestled quietly in their garden, like secrets waiting to be told. You stood there where the roses grew, not the wild kind, unruly and bold, but the delicate ones, carefully tended with gentle hands. You were like those roses, a quiet bloom hidden in the noise, a gentle presence among the rush of life. There was something fragile yet fierce about you, like a flame flickering but never quite extinguished. I remember how you didn't say much, but your silence was its own language. We didn't need words to speak. In the soft light of those early summer evenings, our eyes held conversations deeper than any phrase you gave was steady, unspoken promises shining in the quiet flicker of dusk. The way you smiled, softly, almost shyly, felt like a secret shared just between us. Studying by the window, the scent of those roses drifted in like a bone calming restless storm inside me. Every petal seemed to carry a memory of you, every thorn a reminder of the delicate balance between joy and pain. The roses whispered your name with every breeze that stirred their leaves. I could almost feel your presence there beside me in the gentle warmth of the afternoon sun. You were my calmest still point in my spinning world when thoughts raced and worries piled high. Your quiet strength grounded me. The pages of my books felt lighter, the words easier to understand. When your scent filled the air, it was like you breathed life into everything around you, turning ordinary moments into something extraordinary. But I never found the courage to tell you. Words tangled life into everything around you, turning ordinary moments into something extraordinary. But I never found the courage to tell you. Words tangled life into everything around you, turning ordinary moments into something extraordinary. But I'm more phobic at your silence. Words tangled in my throat like thorny vines, difficult to unwrap, so I kept my feelings folded away, hidden like a letter I was too afraid to send. Instead I held them close, a secret garden in my heart where only you bloomed. We spent those days together, sometimes speaking, sometimes just sharing the silence. You never rushed me, never pushed for more than I was ready to give you. Patience was a quiet comfort, a steady rhythm I could count on. In your presence I learned to breathe slowly, to find beauty in stillness. The roses blew brighter that summer. I believe it was because you were there, because your light touched everything softly, like a whip with promise. There was magic in those moments, the way sunlight danced on those doors, shadows stretched and blended. It felt like time that slowed, holding its breath so he could savor each fleeting second. But as the days stretched longer, the nights grew deeper. You began to drift away, not with the storm's sudden fury, but like the last notes of a song fading gently into silence.
hours of June, when the city still dreams quietly beneath the pastel sky. The world feels suspended between seasons. The gentle warmth of the rising sun filters through lace curtains, brushing against the soft petals of roses that spill over garden walls like delicate secrets. Among them you were the rarest bloom, a quiet presence in a sea of color, something both tender and unyielding. A morning air was heavy with promise, carrying the scent of earth and blossom. And every breath I sat by the window, the pages of my book fluttering softly, but my thoughts kept drifting towards you. The way your silhouette caught the light, the subtle way you carried yourself, like a whispered melody just beneath the noise of everyday life. You never needed to speak to be heard. Your smile was a gentle curve, an invitation into a world where time slowed, where worries melted like morning mist. The way you looked at me was a soft illumination, a quiet spark that brightened the quiet corners of my mind. Days passed in a tender blur where studying dreams intertwined, the sound of pages turning, the muted rustle of leaves, and the distant hum of city life formed a gentle rhythm to cradle my thoughts. In that rhythm you were the steady pulse, a calm presence that made the chaos fade. I imagined you as a rose among roses, delicate but persistent, your petals soft yet strong enough to withstand the shifting winds. Each glance you gave me was like the brush of a petal against my skin, light, fleeting but unforgettable. We shared moments in silence, letting the world spin on without us for just a while. In those pauses I found comfort in your presence, a quiet strength that made the burdens of the day seem lighter. The soft glow of the afternoon sun painted your face in golden hues, and I felt as if time itself was holding its breath to watch us. Yet beneath the beauty there was an unspoken tension, a delicate balance between closeness and distance, the fragile hope that maybe someday the words would come. I held my feelings close like a secret garden hidden behind ivy-covered walls, afraid to reveal the bloom for fear it might be crushed. Evenings came wrapped in a lavender haze, and the city lights flickered on like distant stars. The rises in the garden seemed to lean toward the moonlight, their fragrance growing richer, as if sensing the unspoken feelings that lingered between us. I often wondered if you felt it too, that quiet longing, that gentle ache. The summer stretched out before us like an unwritten song, full of possibility and hesitation. In those days the world felt both vast and intimate, a place where dreams could take root and grow. I wished I could tell you how much you meant, how your presence turned ordinary moments into something sacred, but the words stayed locked inside, hidden beneath layers of doubt and quiet fear. Instead I wrote them in my heart, tracing them softly with every breath, hoping that somehow the soft June sky, where the sunlight kisses the earth with gentle warmth, a garden blooms in quiet splendor. The roses sway lightly in the morning breeze, petals blushing with a touch of dawn, their fragrance weaving a delicate spell through the air. And there among those vibrant blooms stood you, a flower unlike any other, a quiet light in the sea of red and pink, a presence as soothing as a whispered secret. The day begins with the hum of life, slowly stirring, birds singing their fragile songs, the distant murmur of the city waking from slumber, and the faint rustling of leaves stirred by quiet breath of wind. I settle into my corner by the window, the soft rustle of paper mingling with the calm rhythm of nature. But my mind drifts repeatedly to you. Your image lingers, soft and vivid, like a cherished melody that plays just beneath the surface of thought. You, the gentle bloom, whose eyes hold the calm of a summer's egg, whose smile carries the warmth of sunlight filtered through green leaves. You move with quiet grace, effortless and unassuming, yet in every step there is a strength, a subtle poetry that stirs something deep within me. The roses around you pale in comparison, their petals mere echoes of your gentle beauty. Time flows softly around us, slow and steady, as I lose myself in study and reflection. The world narrows to a small sacred space where only your presence matters. In this sanctuary, the noise of the outside world fades, replaced by the steady beat of a heart finding its rhythm in your quiet company. You are the calm in the storm, the steady light guiding me through days filled with doubt and restless thoughts. Each glance you cast my way is a gentle touch, a promise written in silence. The seasons may change, but the feeling you awaken remains constant and true. Together we inhabit a moment suspended in time. Your laughter, a soft cascade of notes, the brush of your hand like the tender caress of petals in bloom. I find myself longing to speak the words trapped inside, yet I hold them close, afraid that speaking might shatter the fragile beauty of this connection. Evenings drape the garden in shades of twilight, painting the roses with a mysterious glow. The air seconds with the scent of blooming light, and in the quiet darkness I imagine your face lit by moonlight. Serene and full of secrets, the silence between us is filled with unspoken dreams. Hopes lingering like stars, waiting to be seen. I watch you, this rare flower in a garden of ordinary blooms, and wonder if you feel the same quiet yearning that stirs my soul. The soul stretches ahead, endless and inviting, a canvas upon which our story might be written, if only courage would find its way into my heart. Until then, I carry you like a secret bloom, hidden beneath layers of art and guarded hope. You are my whisper among the roses, this song that plays softly beneath the summer sun, the memory that lingers long after the garden slopes. Golden haze of early June, the garden breathes softly beneath the sky, brushed with pastel hues. Dew clings to every petal, glistening like tiny diamonds in the morning light. The roses stand tall, their blossoms heavy with the scent of warmth and memory, each one a silent witness to the quiet unfolding of a new day among them. You appear not just a flower, but a presence serene and radiant, weaving through the greenery like a gentle breeze, carrying whispered secrets. Your eyes hold the calm of still waters, reflecting the sunlight as soft glimmers, and your smile unfolds slowly like a flower opening in the dawn. I watch captivated as you move with effortless grace, each step in harmony with the rhythm of the summer garden. The roses may bloom in vivid reds and pinks, but you with your subtle beauty outshine them all like a melody that lingers long after the music fades. The hours stretch quietly as I settle into my study nook, the scent of roses mingling with the crisp pages of my books. Your image drifts in and out of my thoughts like a delicate refrain, soft and persistent. The garden becomes a sanctuary where time slows, where the outside world fades, and all that remains is the gentle pulse of concentration mixed with the warmth of your presence. With every glance you plant seeds of calm and hope in the soil of my restless mind. You are the stillness beneath the chaos, the steady heartbeat beneath the noise, the quiet promise of something beautiful waiting to bloom. The oldest tones of your smile in my memories, savoring its softness like a secret kept safe beneath a canopy of leaves. The sun rises higher, casting outward shadows that dance across the garden floor. The roses whisper in the breeze, their petals trembling like a lullaby. You stand among them, a solitary bloom whose radiance is not just in form, but in the light you carry within. I wonder if you know how deeply you touch this quiet corner of my world, how your presence stirs the petals of my heart. Afternoon fades into twilight and the garden exhales in a sigh of cooling air. The roses fall gently, the fragrance deepening in the dusk under the silver wash of moonlight. I imagine your face bathed in soft glow, your eyes reflecting the stars above. The silence between us is a canvas painted with unspoken words and gentle hopes. Each breath's a brush stroke in a story waiting to be told. You are the secret bloom I guard within me, the gentle echo of my summer garden where dreams take root and grow. With each passing day, the space you occupy and my heart expands, filled with the quiet beauty of shared moments and lingering glances. The words may falter, my feelings bloom endlessly, carried on the soft winds of June. And so I wait wrapped in a warm embrace of summer's first breath, holding close the delicate promise of you, my flower among over the calm and my chaos, the whispered song beneath the summer sky.
Underneath the vast and tender sky of June, the garden holds its breath in a quiet reverie. The air is thick with the scent of blooming roses, mingled with the subtle sweetness of early summer's first touch. Every leaf, every petal seems to hum with a gentle energy, alive and waiting. And there in that sacred space between light and shadow, you exist, like a rare flower blossoming quietly amidst the brightest color of the world. You move softly, as if carried by the breeze itself, your presence as natural as the sunlight filtering through the branches. I watched you from my quiet corner, the book resting unopened in my lap, while my heart takes its own silent journey through the garden. Your laughter, late melodic twines to the warm air, slipping into my thoughts and planting seeds of calm and wonder. The rose I cracked closed, their deep reds and pinks bursting with life, but none compared to the gentle bloom of you, subtle yet unforgettable, like the softest note of a song that lingers long after the melody fades. The petals catch the light in glimmers of delicate hope, mirroring the quiet smile you wear when you think no one is watching. As the hours stretch on, the world narrows down to the simple rhythm of breathing, reading. In the steady pulse of the summer's heat, you become the silent muse that colors my day, reading warmth into the pages of my thoughts. The garden becomes a refuge, a sanctuary where worries fall away like dry leaves, and the only thing that remains is the steady presence of you, so steady. Even when the sky shifts to the gentle blues of dusk, the roses continue their silent song, their fragrance deepening like a secret whisper just for me. You stand among them, a quiet light, a steady flame in the cooling air. I wonder if you feel the weight of this moment too, the way the world seems to hold still, cradling us both in its gentle arms. Even when the sky shifts to the gentle blues of dusk, the roses continue their silent song, their fragrance deepening like a secret whisper just to me. You stand among them, a quiet light, a steady flame in the cooling air. I wonder if you feel the weight of this moment too, where the world seems to hold still, cradling us both in its gentle heartbeat. The moonlight is casting silver shadows that flicker like memories on the ground. Your silhouette blurs softly, framed by the night's cool embrace, and I'm left with the lingering warmth of you beside me. The garden breathed with the night's heart beating in time with the slow, steady rhythm of hope inside of longing. I hold on to this moment, this feeling fragile and strong like a single rosebud waiting to open fully in the sunlight. You are the calm among the dreams, the gentle whisper in the key to tune, the quiet song that stays with me dawn after the day has faded. And here in our garden, a soft light, in soft hearts, I walk patient, hopeful, wrapped in the endless summer view. As the hours stretch on the wall narrows down, there's a simple rhythm of breathing, and a steady pulse of the summer's heat. You become the silent muse that colors my day, weaving warmth into the pages of my thoughts. The garden becomes a refuge, a sanctuary where worries fall away like dry leaves. And the only thing that remains is the day presence of you. morning light slips softly through the window, casting a golden hue on the scattered pages of my notebook. Outside, the garden hums quietly with a gentle stir of early June. Birds sing their delicate melodies, leaves sway in the mild breeze, and the roses stretch their petals wide, bathing in the warmth of the sun. But among the sea of blooms, one flower calls to me with a softness that words can barely capture. You, I remember the first time I saw you there, nestled at a corner where the roses seemed to lean toward your quiet glow. Your presence was subtle, like a secret whispered only to those who knew how to listen. There was a calmness about you that drew me, and a gentle reassurance that steadied the rushing world outside. You were a bloom among blooms, yet unlike any I had ever seen. The days of early summer feel endless and filled with possibility. We share stolen moments in the gardens, embrace your laughter weaving through the air. A light breeze carrying it to where I sit, half lost in thought. I find myself tracing the outline of your silhouette against the backdrop of crimson petals and soft green leaves, marveling at how naturally you belong here in this peaceful sanctuary. Each afternoon brings a quiet rhythm, the soft turning of pages, the scratch of a pen, the distant murmur of the city fading beneath the trees. Your eyes need one, occasionally a flicker of warmth and understanding that settles deep inside me. In the space between silence and sound, we exist like a melody, subtle and hurried and beautifully unspoken. The root is blush deeper than the sun's caress, the shimmer wrapping around us like a comforting embrace. I watch as you reach out, fingertips grazing the petals so gently it trembles, a silent echo of the care you carry in your every movement. There is a tenderness in you spoken, the petals so gently trembles, a silent echo of the care you carry in your every movement. There is a tenderness in these simple acts, so wise strength that fills the spaces between us with meaning. As evening falls, the sky deepens in the shades of lavender and rose. The garden holds its breath again, the air thick with the promise of twilight. We sit side by side on the old stone bench, the world shrinking into the shades of lavender and rose. The garden holds its breath again, the air thick with the promise of twilight. We sit side by side on the old stone bench, the world shrinking into shades of lavender and rose. The garden holds its breath again, the air thick with the promise of twilight. We sit side by side on the old stone bench, the world shrinking into shades of lavender and rose. The garden holds its breath again, the air thick with the promise of twilight. We sit side by side on the old stone bench, the world shrinking into shades of lavender and rose. The garden holds skills to numbers, the silent witnesses to hold up a gross slowly, patiently, mind the unfolding of it in little pure. Just maybe sabbath beneath the burgeoning stars. The night air cools, but the month between us lingers, a steady flame that flickers yet never fades. I feel the pulse of life in the gentle night, the whispered bustle of leaves, the distant hum of the city's lullaby, and the steady beat of a heart tap that quietly to yours. In this moment, the world is simple and full. The roses surround us, sign up witnesses to a love that grows slowly, patiently, like the unfolding of a delicate bloom. You have a calm in my chaos, the quiet song that plays softly beneath the noise, the steady light guiding me through the hazy summer gaze. And as the moon climbs higher, casting silver shadows across the bushes and leaves, I know that here in this garden underneath the early June sky, so wide and clear, where morning light spills soft and whispers near. There's a garden held in silence and in bloom, where roses stretch their petals, chasing away the gloom. But in the midst of all the crimson and green, there's a flower unlike any I have seen. You stand there quiet, calm as the gentle breeze, a secret kept between the branches of the trees. The world hums softly with the warmth of day, and shadows dance slowly as the light slips away. Pages turn gently, my thoughts drift like a stream, while your presence feels like a long lost dream. Your eyes hold a depth that the roses can't show, quiet strength that makes the whole garden glow. In every breath and every glance you give, I find a reason just to love and live. We sit beneath the sky where time feels slow, listening to the soft rhythms only we know. The scent of roses blends with the summer air, and everything feels perfectly rare. Remember the afternoons when the sunlight was cold, we spoke of stories we'd someday hold. Whispers exchanged beneath the leafy shade, promises in silence never to fade. The breeze carries melodies of a distant song, notes of a past where we both belong. And though the world rushes past outside these walls, here with you every heartbeat calls. The colors deepen as the evening draws near, soft shadows wrapping us, drawing you near. Your hand in mine, steady and true, a simple gesture that feels brand new. Roses bend gently with the cool night air, but none can match the beauty you wear. A quiet light, a calm within the storm. In your cadence, my heart feels warm. I trace the lines of your face with my eye, underneath the fading light of the sky. Every moment with you, a soft refrain, like a gentle echo, like falling rain. The night grows deeper, stars start to gleam, painting our world with a tender dream. We talk of futures, of hopes yet to find, of all the days where our hearts unwind. The world outside fades to a distant hum. Here in the garden, only you and I come, wrapped in the hush of the evening's embrace, found in the calm of your steady face. Though roses will wither, though seasons will turn, the flame in your eyes will forever burn. A beacon of warmth in the cool night air, a reminder of love that's beyond compare. In this quiet garden, under the June sky, where petals fall softly and time drifts by, you are the flower that will never fade, a living memory in the shade. So as the days grow longer and the summer sings, I'll hold you close through all life brings, and every breeze and every bloom. You are the rose that lights the room, with every soft petal that brushes the ground, with every gentle comforting sound. I find my way back to where you stand, the truest flower in all the land. Beneath the June sky, warm and wide, you are the calm, the gentle tide, warm and wide. You are the calm, the gentle tide, warm and wide. In the early days of June, the embrace, the sun begins to climb. Soft rays flicker through the leaves, weaving patterns in time. The air holds a warmth that's gentle and sweet, where roses and dreams in quiet corners meet. The garden breathes a story old yet new, of petals kissed by morning dew. But in this sea of colors, deep and bright, there blooms a flower bathed in soft light. You stand there calm, a gentle bloom, amid the roses' bold perfume. Your quiet presence steals the scene, a fragile grace in this emerald green. Every moment lingers like a song unsung, a melody that dances on the tongue. The breeze hums low, a soothing sound, while pages turn without bound. In the hush of June's awakening day, we find our thoughts begin to sway. The world around in gentle spin, yet in your gaze I find my kin. Roses reach with velvet arms, embracing sunlight, sharing charms, yet none can match your subtle glow. The tender warmth I've come to know. We talk in whispers soft and slow, the shadows lengthen, stars start to show. Your hand in mine, a steady guide, a quiet comfort by my side. Through fields of green and skies so vast, we trace the moments meant to last. The summer breeze, the quiet bloom, your presence fills the gentle room. The evening falls like silken threads, with hues of amber, blues and reds. And in this light so calm and clear, you are the flower I hold dear. With every petal, every sigh, the world fades softly, you and I, bound in a place where time slows down, and love is lost yet always found. In this garden wild and free, your smile is the only key to unlocking dreams beneath the sky, where roses bloom and hearts fly high. The night grows deep, the air is cool, but you remain my sacred jewel. A whispered word, a gentle touch that says you mean so very much.
As moonlight drapes the leaves above, I find a quiet kind of love, rooted deep in summer song, a place where both our souls belong. And when the dawn comes soft and new, I'll wake again and think of you. The rose among the roses hue, a gentle light forever true. Through every season, through every time, in you, a safe place to reside. The summer's breath, the whisper tune, my heart's own rose beneath the moon. So here I stand where roses grow, in the warmth of June's soft glow. And in this place so sweet and rare, I find my peace, I find you there. You are the song that never fades, the bloom that dances in the shades.
In the quiet bloom of early June, the world feels soft and slow. The sunlight filters through the leaves, casting golden halos. A gentle breeze hums through the air, a whispered lullaby, as roses reach towards summer skies, where endless dreams can fly. Amidst the garden's velvet hues, a secret flower stands alone, not as bold as crimson petals, but with a quiet tone. You are the rose among the roses, subtle, pure, and true. A calm within the warmth of June, a soft and steady hue. The mornings come with gentle light, like pages turned with care. We sit beneath the blooming boughs, the scent of fragrant prayer. Your smile is like the dawn's first blush, tender and sincere, a silent promise in the air that summer's always near. Each petal holds a memory, soft echoes of the past, of days spent chasing sunlight, hoping they would last. But time drifts slow and steady, like rivers to the sea. And in this blooming garden, you are the peace in me. The roses sway with graceful ease, their colors bold and bright. Yet you stand softly in the shade, a quiet summer light. The world may rush and tumble by with hurried, restless feet, but here among the roses, time and calmness meet. Your voice is like a gentle song, a melody so sweet. It lingers in the air around, like music on repeat. The softest notes of evening light, the shimmer in your eyes, reflect the endless summer skies, where freedom never dies. We walk along the garden path, where petals brush our skin. The warmth of June surrounds us like a soft and tender grin. The world outside may spin and turn, but here the moment stays, wrapped in the rose's quiet glow and soft unspoken praise. Sometimes the sun dips low and paints the clouds with amber fire. The roses close their petals, the night calls to inspire. Yet you remain a steady light beneath the twilight's veil, a single bloom among the rest, a softly whispered tale. The summer days will fade away, as all the seasons do, but in this garden of the heart, my thoughts remain with you. For you are more than just a flower, a secret kept in time, a rose among the roses, forever in my mind. The breeze may carry distant songs, the last echoes of the past, yet in your quiet presence I find a love that lasts. No storm can break the gentle calm, no shadow dim the light of you. The rose among the roses glowing through the night. So when the world feels heavy and the days are cold and gray, remember early June and me, where roses softly sway, a place where time stands still and hearts can live and grow with you, the rose among the roses, the summer I In the early days of June, sunlight gently falls, a golden haze that paints the world beyond the garden walls. The roses stand in quiet rows, their petals soft and bright. But there's a different flower here that catches all the light. Not bold like scarlet roses, nor flashing ruby fire. You bloom with subtle whispers, tender sweet desire. Among the thorns and splendor you sway with gentle grace, a calm and peaceful presence in this fragrant sacred place. The breeze it carries stories of days both old and new, of laughter shared in shaded nooks beneath the sky so blue. Your voice a soothing melody, a song without a sound. It weaves into the summer air where quiet dreams are found. Underneath the spreading branches we find a place to rest. The world around keeps rushing, but here we feel our best. Your eyes reflect the sunlight, a glimmer soft and warm, a beacon in the summer haze, a shelter from the storm. We talk in hushed confessions, our words like petals fall, each one a tender secret, a promise made to all. The garden holds our stories entwined like vines they grow, and in the heart of roses your gentle spirit shows. The day moves slow and steady, a rhythm made for two. The sky shifts from gold to pink, then settles into blue. Evening whispers softly as the stars begin to gleam. You are the quiet wonder in this early summer dream. The night knocks round the garden, a velvet cooling shroud, but your presence is a lantern, steady, strong, and proud. The scent of roses lingers, but it's you I breathe the most. The flower in summer light, the one I cherish close. We'll meet again tomorrow beneath the sky's embrace, among the blooming roses in the secret sacred place. Among the blooming roses in the secret sacred place. And every day in summer as the warm winds start to play, you'll be the rose beside me in the golden light of day. The world outside may hurry, but here the time is ours, bathed in soft June sunlight, surrounded by the flowers. Your smile a quiet beacon, your heart a gentle tune. You are my summer's whisper, my rose among the blue. In the early days of June, the sunlight gently falls, a golden haze that paints the world beyond the garden walls. The roses standing quiet rows, their petals soft and bright, but there's a different flower here that catches all the light. Not bold like scarlet roses, nor flashing ruby fire. You bloom with subtle whispers, a tender sweet desire. Among the thorns and splendor you sway with gentle grace, a calming peaceful presence in this fragrant sacred place. The breeze it caught our tender peaceful presence in this fragrant sacred place. The breeze it caught it cobalt, a distal to estimate. She grew a voice, a soothing melody, a song without a sound.
In the early days of June, the sunlight gently falls, a golden haze that paints the world beyond the garden walls. The roses stand in quiet rows, their petals soft and bright, but there's a different flower here that catches all the light. Not bold like scarlet roses, nor flashing ruby fire. You bloom with subtle whispers, a tender sweet desire. Among the thorns and splendor you sway with gentle grace, a calm and peaceful presence in this fragrant sacred place. The breeze, it carries stories of days both old and new, of laughter shared in shaded nooks beneath the sky so blue. Your voice, a soothing melody, a song without a sound. It weaves into the summer air where quiet dreams are found. Underneath the spreading branches we find a place to rest. The world around keeps rushing, but here we feel our best. Your eyes reflect the sunlight, a glimmer soft and warm, a beacon in the summer haze, a shelter from the storm. We talk in hushed confessions, our words like petals fall, each one a tender secret, a promise made to all. The garden holds our stories, entwined like vines they grow, and in the heart of roses, your gentle spirit shows. The day moves slow and steady, a rhythm made for two. The sky shifts from gold to pink, then settles into blue. Evening whispers softly as the stars begin to gleam. You are the quiet wonder in this early summer dream. The night laps round the garden, a velvet cooling shroud, but your presence is a lantern, steady, strong and proud. The scent of roses lingers, but it be you I breathe the most. The flower in the summer light, the one I cherish close. We'll meet again tomorrow, beneath the sky's embrace, among the blooming roses, in this secret sacred place. And every day in summer, as the warm ones start to play, you'll be the rose beside me, in the golden light of day. The world outside may hurry, but here the time is ours, bathed in soft June sunlight, surrounded by the flowers. Your smile a quiet beacon, your heart a gentle tune. You are my summer's whisper, my rose among the blue. The morning comes with softness, a gentle breath of air. The dew still clings to petals sparkling everywhere. You rise like dawn's first light, and comes calm and pure, a promise of new beginnings, a feeling that endures. We walk along the pathways where sunlight filters through, and every step reminds me of the bloom that's you. The garden hums with secrets, a world that's just for two, where every rose and petal whispers love and moo. Your laughter rings like chimes beneath the maple shade, a melody that lingers long after daylight fades. The warmth of early summer, the peaceful in your eyes, a refuge from the chaos, a stillness in the skies. In the quiet moments when shadows softly fall, I hear your heart's own rhythm, the sweetest song of all, a dance of light and silence, a harmony so true. The roses bloom around us, but my heart yearns at you. The sun dips low and golden painting skies will flame.
Beneath the soft June sunlight where the garden gently breathes, among the roses blooming, there's a secret no one sees. A flower standing quietly, petals kissed with morning dew. In the heart of summer's promise, I found a bloom called you. You sway with gentle rhythm like a breeze through tender leaves, a whispered melody of warmth at every moment weaves. Your fragrance fills the air with calm, a balm for restless minds. In the quiet shade of petals, peace is all I seem to find. The roses glow in colors bright, proud in their vivid red, but you, my silent blossom, shine where sunlight softly spread. Amid the green and velvet, you hold a gentle grace, like a hidden treasure resting in this tranquil sacred place. Walking through the garden paths, your laughter lights the way, soft echoes in the stillness of a slowly fading day. Your eyes, deep pools of summer skies, reflect the endless blue. Every glance a quiet story, every smile something true. We linger by the fountain where the water sings so low, its ripples telling tales only lovers seem to know. Your touch is light as paddles, a softness on my skin, a secret summer comfort, a warmth that comes from within. In the stillness of this moment, the world outside disappears. The company wraps us gently, holding close our hopes and fears. No need for hurried footsteps, no rush to chase the sun. Here time bends like a river and two become as one. The evening paints the sky with hues of amber, rosy gold, as shadows stretch and deepen and stories yet untold unfold. You lean into the twilight, your voice a whispered song, a tender, calm reminder that with you I belong. Stars begin their vigil, twinkling soft and bright, watching over quiet lovers in the hush of summer night. Your hand in mine is steady, a promise without words, a silent understanding deeper than the birds. The scent of blooming roses mingles with the midnight air, a fragrant hymn to memories we build with tender care. The garden keeps our secrets safe beneath its leafy dome, and in your quiet presence I found my truest home. Morning breaks with golden weight that spills across the leaves, waking up the sleeping blooms and starting gentle dreams. You smile like dawn's first promise, soft and full of grace, a summer song unfolding slowly on your face. The days drift by like adults carried all the breeze, each one a quiet moment, a calm that puts me at ease. With you beside me, summer is a gentle, endless tune, a dance of light and shadow beneath the watching moon. So let the roses blossom, let the garden grow. I found a flower in a summer, and I'll never let it go. In the quiet of the morning or the warmth of cutting day, you are the summer bloom that takes my breath away. You sway with gentle rhythm like a breeze through tender leaves, a whispered melody of warmth that every moment leaves. Your fragrance fills the air with calm, a bond for restless minds. In the quiet shade of adults, peace is all.